We had a pretty crazy storm last night. Almost 2.5 inches of rain. The wind was just crazy. It actually woke me up from sleeping. And so of course I came out, or didn't come out, but I looked out back to check on my chickens. That is the cage that normally goes over the dog pen, and that is where my little bitties sleep at night. So it rolled at least twice because the top is still on top. I don't think it got picked up and carried over here. But luckily, it was saved by the fence and didn't come into my tomatoes. Oh, I just gotta look at my garden for the first time. Look at those. Oh, they fell over. Everything is so windblown. So horrible. Oh man. Well, guess I know what I'm doing this morning. Ugh. It's just so, ugh. Oh, my poor tomatoes. I don't even know where to start on that. Ugh. It's really quite overwhelming to have all those things that I've worked so hard on just be laid over like that. So I'll let the chickens out. My chickens actually really love it whenever it rains and gets all wet in their food. For some reason, that's whenever they gather around the bowl the most to like eat/drink their food. All right, now at least that's back upright. I still need to wiggle it to move the doghouse inside of it so the chickens can have a dry place at night. And I'll wait until a little bit later whenever my kids can help me with that. But whew, at least they have a place. If it starts to rain, they can get underneath there. They can also go in the coop, but you know how chickens are. These two are so tangled, and they're my biggest ones. These are the champagne bubble variety, and I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to get them untangled. I think I'm going to lose some of them. It's like a knot. Such a heavy plant. Oh. Okay. It's just spilling over the top. I think I might actually try to give this one a little bit of support before I move on and pull up the next ones. Otherwise, it's just gonna get in my way because it's just so big. So what I've done is basically went and grabbed actually 3 lawn sticks. One I already propped up on there. And I'm just gonna try to kind of make like a teepee, I guess? Like a secure structure that my champagne bubbles can attach themselves to. Because they're so tall, they need a taller support. And this is definitely taller. I just don't know how I'm going to attach it. Probably with a string or a tie-up thing. There I go. Everyone's so tangled. Okay. You stay there. I get a string. All right, here's what I've come up with. It's up, kind of out of the way. This one came outside of it. This is the bottom of it, and then it comes up and around. I guess we'll just see how this works. But I have now this mess to still deal with. Okay, it's up now. I just need to support it going up. Just sort whose arms go to who. All right, now it's time to get started on this bad boy. Now I'm tying it up to sticks, but I by no means think that this will hold through another storm, especially like we had last night. So if it storms again like we had last night with the crazy winds that we had, I know that these will fall again. That's just good old Missouri weather for you. So what I'm doing is tying the stick to the tomato cage, and then I will be tying the tomato to the stick to take off all these injured limbs. And try to salvage the ones that I can, but this is definitely a rigged up system, and it's just kind of doing what I can with what I have. So we'll see if it works. Like I said, this is the first time that I've tried this method. And maybe if I use some zip ties or something, it might be a little more sturdy, but right now I don't have zip ties. And I have an appointment at 11:30, and right now it's 11. So I'm just trying to hurry up and get everything up. Plus, it's either starting to rain or the trees are shaking out all of the last bit of rain that we had last night. So I'm trying to get done out here before anything up there decides it's going to come down and ruin my morning even more than it already was. This little moth just flew through the trees, and I was watching it fly, and I thought, oh, how pretty is that little moth? And then it came over here and landed on me. Oh, now I got a little buddy. Hopefully I don't squish it. And then while I walked away, my tomato plant fell again. It's quite frustrating. Oh, so I got this stick while I was over there because I saw it falling whenever I was walking away. And I think I'm gonna try to put this V part in the bottom rung of the tomato plant and then push these two into the ground to give it a little bit more support. Let's see if that works. Everything's just so wet right now. I don't think my V's are big enough, honestly. I don't want to squish my little friend. My V's aren't big enough. So here's something kind of ironic that's going on right now. First of all, make sure my little bug's still there. Oh, she flew away. Anyway, last night we had that giant storm that was horrible. And in in Missouri, they set off the sirens on the first Wednesday of every month, just to make sure that they're working and everything. So ironically, this morning, after the crazy storms that we had last night, I could hear the sirens going off in town, testing to see if they're working okay. But it's just kind of, and today is Wednesday. It's the 1st, July 1st today. So it's kind of funny that the sirens are going off right after we had that giant storm. And from what I saw on my Facebook page, the sirens did go off last night in town for the storm as well. So it works, but it's just kind of funny that they're blowing them off now. I guess that's just a protocol. Riley, get out of my garden. Out. Thank you. Ooh. I've only got to get going. Okay, that's gonna have to do it for this morning. I most definitely will be back out here this afternoon. Riley, get out. Out. Go on. All the way. Thank you. I have to go put the dogs away and rush into town because now it's 11:10 or so. And I have to get to my appointment. So next time you see me, I will be completely blonde, hopefully, if everything goes all right. And probably back out in the garden. Hey guys, it is the next morning and I'm blonde. And my garden is feeling much better. I spent a lot of time out here yesterday making sure that things were tied up and standing back up straight. And let me just show you the progress so far. So all of my pepper plants are standing back up, looking like they're feeling pretty good. I had to get a couple of little sticks out of the burn pile to hold them and support them up a little bit while they got their feet back under them. And my tomatoes are, for the most part, they're up. It looks like there's one strand here that fell. I'll just tie that back up this morning. But they're looking as good as they can be for being on the ground yesterday. And then my beans are kind of back in shape. They're a little bit shuffled over here. My squash is all in the right direction again. For the most part, this one got a little droopy here, but I'm actually pretty pleased with how everything looks this morning. Makes me feel a lot better. It's so scary to come out here and see things that you've worked so hard on and they're just falling over and destroyed almost. It looks like they're destroyed, but they're really not. But I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. I know that it went from yesterday into today, so it's probably running a little bit long, but I'm really glad that things are back in order. And I thank you guys for hanging out with me again. This short little jaunt this morning and yesterday as well. And I hope you have a great day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.